Good afternoon. It is 3:05 on August 19th, 2025. This is the service area budget meeting of Oak Pond Service Area. We do not have any of the service area committee present to this meeting. However, we're still going to go through the budgets line by line, just so for clarity of any of the service area homeowners that may be expecting this or were anticipating this. So with that, quick introduction to those are in the room. We have Ray Furbess, your finance manager here with CROA. I'm Jacob, the general manager with the Celebration Accounts. We have Alex, your new director of service areas, and Delise, your service area administrator. I'm going to now present the draft budget for Oak Pond and have Ray walk through it. And then we will most likely be concluding this meeting. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for 2026, we're currently proposing a monthly assessment of $418.76. This is an increase of $21.27 over the assessments that we currently have for the year of 2025, which is also a 5.4% increase. If we go over to the operational expenses, we have the landscape under contract line. Currently, we're still under contract with the current vendor, which means that we're staying flat for 2026. Our current number is going to be $4,148. Underneath that, we have the line for services, landscaping services, not included in the current agreement that we have in place. For that line, we're estimating a little bit of an increase for 2025. We had a budget of $832. We have spent out of that almost 90% of that budget with $703 up to June 30th. Based on that, we're estimating $1,000 for next year. For the tree trimming, this is a new line that we're incorporating in all the budgets for all service areas. In this case, it's due to a change in the CCDD tree trimming policy. And what we're doing is we're just estimating a $95 fee per unit to cover any tree trimming expenses that we might have for next year. This is going to be $570 total. Moving on, we have the irrigation repair line. We're basically leaving this line flat to what we budgeted for 2025. We had a budget of $312 for 2025. We're estimating $300 for next year, even though up to June 30th, we have had no actual expenses. Moving on to water, we're seeing here a slight decrease based on the current run rate that we've seen for 2025. We had budgeted almost $1,500 for 2025. Up to June 30th, we had spent under $300. And we're anticipating that we're going to end up under $1,000 for the end of the year, which is why we reduced the budget that we have for 2025 from $1,500 to $1,300 for 2026. Now, moving on to electricity, similar story. We budgeted for 2025 $572. Up to June 30th, we have only spent $177. We're estimating that we're going to come under the $572 marks, which is why we lowered this number, not by much, but we're estimating for next year $550 for electricity. Moving on to general maintenance, for 2025, currently we have no actual expenses. Up to June 30th, we did budget it for $156, and we're just including a placeholder for 2026 of $200 for any general maintenance repairs that might be needed. For the next year, we're splitting the pressure washing lines into two. We're doing separately the spring pressure washing and the fall pressure washing. What we did for both lines is assuming a 5% increase of the total cost that we received for 2025. Spring pressure washing, 2025 actual cost was $330. We're assuming a 5% increase for 2026, which represents $346.50. Then for the fall pressure washing, we already received the bids for this year, and if we're going with the vendor that gave us the best proposal, That means that for 2025, we will have a full pressure washing expense of $990. And for 2026, we're assuming a 5% increase over that number, which represents $1,039.50. We're also including gutter cleaning for all service areas. We had a budget for 2025 of $312. No expenses. We haven't seen no expenses for 2025. We're still estimating that we're gonna end up spending $360 based on the latest bids that we received for this year. And we are adding a 5% increase over that number for 2026, which is gonna be $378. For the termite bond, it's a similar story. We budgeted for $660 for 2025. When we got the actual termite bond renewal, we had budgeted a little bit under the current number. The number is going to be $685 with 80 cents for this year, and that represents an 8% increase that they do year over year. So for February that passed, we're assuming that for 2026 we're going to see the same increase of 8%, which is what you're seeing there at $740 with 66 cents. Moving on to the admin fees. We're including a placeholder for residents that would like to request the coupon books. Each coupon book is $10. So we're assuming that at least 6 residents are gonna request this book. So far for 2025, only 1 resident has requested a coupon book. We're also adding $12 for budget mailings. This is $2 per door. This is to cover the stamp expenses, the envelopes, and the monthly fee that we pay for mailing services, picking those. Aside from that, we're including a placeholder for professional fees for $250 for any potential inquiries or consultations that might be needed for next year. Moving on to the CROA admin fee, this is going to be one of your main drivers of the increase for 2026. All service areas are seeing in this line an increase close to 26.7%. The current number for 2026 is going to be $2,655 with 90 cents. This is a pass-through from CROA to all service areas. And to finalize the budget, we have the reserve fund allocation. Currently, we're doing $16,600, which goes in line with what the reserve study plan is proposing for next year. Currently, your reserve fund balance is $86,000 with 708. And taking into consideration the allocations remaining for the rest of the year, you should end up at the end of the year at $92,000, which is $10,000 over the proposal beginning balance for 2026, according to a reserve fund plan, to a reserve study case or plan, which means that you're in a good standing right now. And that's it.
That's it. Okay, with that, as there are no questions, we will be concluding this video and recommending this budget to move forward to the CROA board for their September workshop review. Thank you.